One of the greatest milestones to achieve is being able to drive a car with your own license. But the process of obtaining a driver's license can be very tedious. So in this video, I will be sharing with you tips that can help you to pass your learner's test during your first attempt. What's up everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Prosperity, and if you are new, please subscribe and join the family. The more the merrier. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being a part of this family. I greatly appreciate all the support that you guys are showing me and the content that I post here on YouTube. In today's vlog, I will be sharing with you all how I obtained my learner's license during my first attempt and all the study techniques that made me pass very well. So the purpose of this video is not to show off and tell everybody that, oh, I got it during my first attempt and all that, but I just want to help those who are still struggling to obtain their learner's license, because I know how stressful and painful it can be to fail something after you have studied so hard. And also, it is just so expensive to keep going back and rewrite this thing. So before I give you all the study techniques that you will need in order to ace your learner's license, let me walk you through the application process, because it turns out that not everybody knows what they are supposed to do in order to obtain their learner's license. So the first thing that you will have to do will be that you need to find a week where you are not necessarily busy. What do I mean by this? You will be more free and have more time to focus on studying when you do not have any other commitments. So if you are a university or a high school student, I recommend you do this during your vacation so that you can have more time to prepare well. So before going to the traffic department, you need the following documents with you. You need a certified copy of your ID and proof of residence. So if you have a bank account, you can just go to your banking app and request for a bank statement. But if you do not have one, you can just go to the police station and get an affidavit to prove that you stay at the place where you stay. Another thing that you will need will be 2 ID photos. These have to be black and white in color. So you can obtain this from an internet cafe or at the police station, but I recommend you do them at an internet cafe because it is so much cheaper. Another thing that you will need will be a booking fee of 159 rands. So this amount varies from department to department. So I highly recommend you carry approximately 200 rands with you. If you have eyesight problems, I highly recommend you go to a qualified optometrist and get yourself a form to prove that you are capable of driving a vehicle though you have eye problems. So what I am about to say right now may seem so stupid, but it is so important, guys. So bring your own pen. Bring your own pen. I will emphasize greatly on this because I had to leave the line, run to the nearest mall just to buy a pen, because the staff at the traffic department is not allowed to borrow you their equipment, their pens and other stationery. So if you are 18 years old and above, I highly recommend you do code 10 or code C. Code 10 is the heavy vehicle. The benefit of you doing this code is that the driving test and the driving lessons are much easier. You just need to know how to pack a truck and also move it from a steep hill. Another benefit of it is that you are not restricted in the kind of vehicle that you can drive. You can drive a light vehicle, a small car, you can drive any kind of truck that you want if you do code 10. So once you have sorted out the application form and the eye test, you can move on and go to the cashiers where you will make the payment and they will give you a test date. So now that you have your test date, let us move on to the most important part, the studying. I consider this as the most important part of your journey to obtaining a learner's license, because if you do this wrong, it is just gonna mess up everything and you will go back and rewrite. So in order for you to be well prepared for the test, start studying in time. Do not put it off to the last minute, as there is a lot of work for you to cover, and I do not want you to be overwhelmed on the day of the test and fail. In order for you to pass very well, you need to have the right attitude. Forget about what people in the community are saying when they say that, oh, it's so hard, you can never do it, you can do it 7 times. Forget about that, focus on the positive, and remember that this is your own journey. Everybody's journey is different. Some get it hard and some get it easy. You can pass it during your first attempt. Another thing, adding to my previous point, do not take it for granted. Guys, I know it is not schoolwork or anything, but you need to study, because it is so easy to pass it and way so much easier to fail it. So do not take it for granted. Prepare well, study, do everything possible, you know, get resources, get help, everything, the question papers and all that. Just do not take it for granted. Do everything that is needed for you to pass this thing. So the learner's test is so tricky, honestly, I won't lie to you. So it is structured into 3 sections, and each section has a minimum requirement. So you need to get 23 out of 28 in section A and section B, and the last section you need to get 6 out of 8. So if you do not meet any of these minimum requirements, you are going to rewrite. So even if you pass section A and B but you fail C, you will still rewrite it. There are 3 topics that you need to master in order to ace your learner's license. So you need to know the rules of the road, road signs and markings, and also vehicle controls. So if you are doing code 10 or code C, you need to know the control system of a truck. So you need to know where the accelerator is, the clutch is, and you need to know the functions of all these components. I highly recommend you get the K53 book, because it has more theory and explanations than the apps which are offered on Google Play. Because guys, the aim is not to memorize everything. The aim is for you to understand everything, because all of these things that you are studying, one day you will have to put them in practice. And when you are now going through your driving lessons and also the test, it will be so much easier, because you now know everything. You know what you know what you have to do when you get to a stop sign. You know what you have to do when you see a yield sign. You know what to do when you get to a 4-way stop. So try and understand everything in this book so that it can be much easier going forward. So I highly recommend you start with the rules of the road. If there is a section that I feel like a lot of people fail, it will be the rules of the road, because it just requires a lot of time for you to understand the concept, and there are just so many rules in this book that you have to cram. So like, start with the rules of the road, start in time, you know, prepare for them, understand what you are doing, you know, it's all practical, you know, it's just so practical. So try as much as possible to understand the rules of the road. After you've gotten down the theory, practice what you have learned. Practice, 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 guys. Go through previous question papers, because this will help you to get an idea of how the questions are structured. Moreover, it will help you to see your weaknesses so that you can work harder on that part. Another thing that really helped me, mind you guys, I applied on a Tuesday. I was gonna write on a Friday, so I only had 2 days to prepare for the test. Previously, before I went to apply, I never read, I never did anything. And one thing that really helped me was using the K53 apps. I used both these apps and they really helped me, because some of the questions that I did were similar to the questions that I was tested on when I was writing my test. So go through these apps, try to do all the questions in there, you know. I am not saying that you should not study. These apps are not replacing you studying. So study, you know, study so hard, understand what you are doing, and then after that, just go through the app, and do the questions. So these are all the study tips that I had for you guys. So now I'm just going to talk about the big day and some of the mistakes that people tend to make when they go and write an exam or a test. Oh my god, I still get so nervous when I think of this day. I was so nervous, and you guys are gonna see it in the clip that I will post after this. I was so nervous, I won't lie. Oh my god. I remember my dad telling me that I need to calm down, I shouldn't freak out, even if I didn't do much, like I should try as much as possible to calm down. You know, when you are writing a test, any kind of test or exam, you need to have a clear mind, because if you start freaking out, there are things that you already know and you're gonna mess up on those things that you already know, and then you're gonna fail. So try to calm down, you know, have a clear mind so that you can answer the questions accurately. Also, wake up early, wake up very early. Do not wake up late, because you'll start rushing, and when you rush, you're gonna freak out, get nervous, and then you mess up with your test. So wake up early, get ready, have a very healthy, good meal, and arrive early at the traffic department so you can know if they have postponed your test, if they have changed the venue, you know, so that you can get the logistics down. The test is an hour, so you need to start with the questions which you are already aware of and you are confident about. So make sure that you answer everything, and if you are not sure about the answer to a certain question, listen to your intuition and choose an answer that makes sense to you. Like I said, this is not mathematics, this is not physical sciences. This is like something that's general. This is practical, and most of these things you already know them, even if you're not aware. Like, you already know them because you know what happens on the roads, you know what you should do in order to avoid an accident, you know that you shouldn't be walking on the freeway, you know that you shouldn't be using this kind of a vehicle when you're on a freeway, you know the speed limit when you are driving on an isolated road, you know what a stop sign is, guys. Like, just make sure you answer everything, try and answer all the questions, because even if you're not confident with a certain question, you may find that the answer that you choose, the option that you choose, is correct and you end up passing. So after writing the test, if you have passed it, your learner's license will be issued to you right away. In order for you to obtain it, you have to make a cash payment of 57 rands, and this paper will be given to you. So another thing to take note of, guys, is that the learner's license is only valid for 2 years. So as soon as you get it, start looking for a driving instructor, go to a driving school and learn how to drive. After a few weeks of learning how to drive, if you are now confident with your skills of driving, you can go back to the traffic control and book yourself a date where you'll be tested on. On the day of the test, you will be given an instructor or an examiner who will check to see if you can obey all the rules of the road while you are driving. Also, they will check to see if you can yield to all the road signs and markings, and also if you know the vehicle control components of the vehicle that you have chosen. So if they are confident and have seen that you are a good driver, they will issue you a temporary driver's license. And for you to obtain the permanent driver's license, it will be issued to you 5 to 6 weeks after your test date. So this is the end of the video. I hope you found this very educative, and I wish you the best as you go and write your learner's test. I hope you pass, and all the best, guys. May God be with you. Remember to study, do everything so that you can pass very well and answer all the questions. So if you have any questions, please post your questions in the comment section, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability and knowledge. So thank you for watching this video. Please share it with others so that they may receive the same help as you did. And if you would like to know more about me, subscribe to my channel, join the family, become part of this family. Let us grow the family, guys. I post content on travel, adventure, mechanical engineering, lifestyle, faith, and fitness. This is still a brand new channel, and I am trying my best to be consistent and do everything, but it is not so easy with the kind of degree that I am doing. But hopefully I will find the time to do more educative videos so that you guys can receive all the help that you want. I will see you guys in my next vlog. Shalom.